Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are going to talk about data analytics. So if you want to start a career in data analytics, if you are new to this field, then this video is an introductory video to this field of data analytics. Okay, so I'll break this video in the simplest way possible. I have some notes written with me. I will keep referring to these notes so that I can introduce you in a step-by-step format. So the first question in itself is, what is data analytics? So if you see, data analytics is made up of two words, data and analytics. So basically there will be some data and using that data, we need to analyze something. So in a definition format, data analytics is a process of using this data to find insights or to make decisions. So in companies where we have huge data, like millions and billions of rows of data, we need to get some insight from that data. What is this insight? Basically trying to see trends and patterns in the existing data, and using those trends and patterns, we try to make predictions for the future. So that is data analytics. Or we try to answer the question why a specific scenario occurred in the company. So that is basically what is data analytics. So I'll just repeat the definition again. Data analytics is the process of using the data to find insights and make decisions. Okay, now what tools do we use in data analytics? So there are a few category of tools you can use. The first and the most important one and the fundamental tool that is used is Excel and Google Sheets. So either you use a Microsoft Excel, some companies prefer using Excel, companies prefer using Google Sheets. Both are quite similar. They both come in the category of spreadsheets. So basically, whenever we want to sort the data, filter the data, and or pivot the data, where the data is not quite huge, we use Excel and Google Sheets. Second tool that is used is a database. It can be a SQL database, Oracle database, or Teradata, or any other database that a company uses. So what is this used for? It is used to get data from the databases. It is where our data is stored. So that is the second most important tool. So we need to know the SQL language very well so that we can retrieve data from the databases or store data in the databases. So SQL. The third important tool to be used is Power BI or Tableau. So both are visualization tools. So now we have the data, we have filtered the data, we have sorted the data, but we want to present the data. Whenever we want to present the data to the higher authorities, we need to present in form of graphs or charts. That is when our visualization tools come into play. So Power BI, Tableau, or any other visualization tool, for example, Spotify is also a visualization tool. This come under the third category of tools, that is visualization. Now the fourth category is Python or R. Whenever we want deeper analysis, then we use the fourth category of tools, which includes Python and R. So these are used for deeper analysis. So these are the tools we use for data analysis. Now let's see the flow. Now we know what is data analytics. It was basically analyzing the data. Now we know the tools which we use in data analytics. Now we need to know the flow. What steps do we use in data analytics? There are 5 major steps in data analytics. The first step is to collect the data. Now we collect the data in Excel, Google Sheet, or SQL. The next step is to clean the data. Now when we have the data, we need to clean it. We need to see if the data is correct. We need to remove the errors, eliminate the errors. We need to remove the duplicates, sort, see the data types of the data. Is the data type correct? For example, the most common issue is sometimes we have a date, but is the date format correct? Sometimes there are rows of entries which will also include the time. So does that column need a time or as well with the date, or is just the date enough? So formatting the data or cleaning the data. The third step in the flow is to analyze the data. In analysis, we see the trends. We try to see the patterns, whatever trends or patterns we can see in the data. So that comes under the third category, that is analysis. The fourth step is to visualize the data. So whenever we have seen a pattern or a trend in data, now we want to visualize it so that we can share it with the team. Now the last step is to act on that data. So by acting, we mean that we need to make decisions using that data. So basically there were 5 steps in data flow. First was to collect the data, then to clean the data, then to analyze the data, visualize the data, and then act on that data. Now, quickly in this video, I'll share a small Excel project in which I will share all the 5 steps that we discussed right now during the data flow. So let's do it quickly. Okay, so now I've created this small data set for us to understand what is data analytics. So this is our data. In our data, we have 4 columns: date, city, product, and quantity. Okay, so this is our data, and the source of this data is a Excel. So our data is collected in a Excel file. Now the first step was to know where it is collected. So it is collected in a Excel right now. Now we need to clean this data. I think some of the features which we can clearly see for cleaning is the quantity. For example, for a city, Mumbai, the first of all, the product name should be either tea, coffee, or Coke. So by mistake, someone has entered it as T1, which is an error. So we'll remove this one, and it cannot be 46.2. It has to be either 46 or 47. So it cannot have a decimal value. So I'll remove zero point 0.2 and keep it as 46. So this is cleaning of data. Cleaning of data means checking spelling errors, duplicates, removing null values, checking the data types and everything. So the date looks fine for me. Let's go to the city. I'll use filters so that it is easier. Now in city, if you see, we have 3 different spellings for Delhi, which is not correct. So I'll just select the Delhi and copy paste these values. Now we have 2 cities, Delhi and Mumbai. The spellings are clear now. Next, let's see product category. The product category says coffee, Coke, and tea, which looks fine. Quantity. One error which we have already corrected is that the decimal value. Let's see another error. Another error is of this 15. There is this character over here which we need to remove. So I'll select this character and remove it. So now this is a clear data set. If you want, we can sort it by city, we can sort it by product as well. So if I sort it by city, just say A to Z. Now we have all the Delhi data first and then the Mumbai data because we sorted it as A to Z. If you want to sort it by product, we can do the same by A to Z. Now we have coffee, Coke, and tea. Okay, now this is collecting data and cleaning data. Now let's look for some pattern. So if we see, let's sort it by city. Okay, now one thing I see directly is that in Delhi we see a sale of coffee, Coke, and tea. While in Mumbai we just see sale for coffee and tea. There is no sale for Coke. So this is something, a pattern or a trend we can see. This is a very small data, is it is a very hypothetical data. It is not a real scenario data, but just so that we start start to see patterns, we start our analytical way of thinking. So I've treated this data in such a way that we can see, just by looking at the data we can see, like, okay, now Delhi sells all the 3 product categories, that is coffee, Coke, and tea, while Mumbai is selling just 2 categories, coffee and tea. It doesn't sell Coke for that particular shop. So this is something we are seeing. Now let's visualize this because we want to present this data. So let's create a pivot table because pivot is something that is commonly used in Excel. So we go to insert, select pivot table. I'll select an existing sheet and the data is this. Okay. Now let's say I'll do it by city and Coke value by quantity. Now we can see like a sum of quantity. Now we see like, okay, in Delhi we are selling coffee, Coke and tea. Now see how easy it is to visualize the data. Had this table been longer, let's say had this table had 100 rows of data, it would not have been that easy to analyze. Now this pivot table is helping us to visualize the data in a very simple summarized way. Now we can easily see that Delhi is selling coffee, Coke and tea, and this is the sum of quantity it is selling, while Mumbai is selling just coffee and tea, and this is the sum of quantity. Now, if we want to use another aggregate function for quantity, what we can do is we can go to values and go to value field setting, and we can change the value field setting. We can use average as well. We want to see what is the average sale of quantity. So I'll say average, and now you see that this is the average. So this is how you visualize the data. Now we have collected the data, cleaned the data, analyzed the data, visualized the data, and the last step in our flow was to act on the data, that is to make decisions. Now, to make decisions, we have to see like why is Coke not being sold in Mumbai? We will sit and see like is it because that we are selling it the weather is not apt? Is it cold in Mumbai that the Coke is not selling? Okay. Or what else can we see in this data? We see that the average the average quantity of coffee being sold is higher in Delhi, while the average quantity of tea being sold is Mumbai is higher. So basically, Delhi is selling more coffee while Mumbai is selling more tea. So this is the kind of decisions or trends we see in the data. So this is data analysis. Now with this data we can make some kind of decision. We can stock up our our raw materials in such a way that okay, we need more coffee in this city while we need more tea in this city, and based on this we can also, like, if let's say coffee is selling more in Delhi, then we can give them more variety of coffee. Similarly, if tea is selling more in Mumbai, then we can have different tea varieties like ginger tea, masala tea, and everything like that. So, based on this, we will have decisions to make. So, this is data analysis. It's a very short project I wanted to share in this video so that in this video you have a sense of how data analysis work. So as you have seen, this is what is data analytics. So you will have some raw data, you will clean that data, analyze that data, share that data, and make some decisions on that data. A tip I would like to share in this video is that if you're new to data analytics and you want to explore this career, then even if you are busy in your college or in your job, what you can do is take out 30 minutes every day, go through some video, go through some lectures, and you'll start understanding what is data analytics, and it is a very interesting topic as well. So that's all for this video, and in the comment box let me know if you are a beginner or if you have some experience in data analytics and what experience you had during this your journey. See you in the next video. Till then, have a good time. Bye bye.